Hello, everybody, and welcome to our series on Market Matters. And we are at the world's famous Century 21 Fullerton Towers and Suite 225 in the 1440 building. My guest today is none other than Chief John Radus. And Chief Radus is the Chief of Police for the city of Fullerton. And you can reach him at 738-6825. You can see his email address up there and, of course, his address here. Chief, welcome aboard. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's cool. It's good to have you in the house, man.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a safe place today.
Yeah, it's a very safe place today. Thank you. So we got a couple of questions for you, and just kind of bring everybody up to date on what's going on in the city of Fullerton. The first thing is, tell us about you. What about you?
I appreciate that. So I've had the pleasure of working for the Fullerton Police Department since 2002. I started in patrol. I worked patrol for a little bit. Then I was in our downtown Echo unit, which was when downtown was really, really busy. There was 4 of us. It was a great experience. I went from there to our gang unit, worked in our gang unit, then our narcotics unit. I was on our SWAT team for about 8 years. I worked patrol as a field training officer, as a patrol sergeant, a patrol watch commander. I got to go to traffic as a traffic commander and rode a motorcycle. Promoted and was the captain of both our operations and our services division. So I've had a really blessed career, and I've gotten to work, manage, or supervise really all aspects of our department. So it's great. And then on the personal side, I'm married. I have 3 kids, a 23-year-old girl who's off the books, a 15-year-old boy, and a 14-year-old boy. So I'm very blessed.
Baseball players, right?
Yeah, all baseball players. One of them's a football player. I played baseball in college. I grew up here in Orange County in Irvine. I went to Woodbridge High School, and then I went to UC Berkeley.
Very good. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So Fullerton Police Department, it's been around for a long time,
Long
since
time.
1887. What's new?
Yeah, that's a great question. I appreciate you asking. So we have been around a long time. We have a long history, some good, some bad, but a long history. And we learn from that history, right, and grow from it. There's a lot of things new. One, we have a new mission statement, which I think for any organization, your organization, whether you make widgets or you're a police department, a mission statement's really important. We have a new one that was generated and created by our employees. And it says this: the Fullerton Police Department is committed to the prevention of crime and disorder, the protection of life and liberty, and the relentless pursuit of justice. And to me, it's really fitting for our organization. One, I think a mission statement, like any organization, tells its employees what you expect of them every single day. And then 2, for us, we're a service organization. It tells our community exactly what they can expect from us every single day.
Keeps you focused.
Keeps you focused. And if you go to our police department, you'll see prevent, protect, pursue all throughout the organization. It's on our police cars on the back. It's in every room. It's in our entrance to the police department. So I think it's really important that we create kind of a culture of that.
Well, that's the magic word, culture. How does it permeate through the entire organization?
Absolutely. And our goal is to make sure that every single person who works for us knows it, understands it, and lives it. Cool.
Well, thank you for that, Matt. So before we get to this, I got another question for you. You know, there's a couple of items going on with the equestrian.
Oh, yeah?
And the drones.
Yeah.
Tell me about those 2 things and the benefits, because both of them have huge benefits.
Huge benefits, you're absolutely right. So the first one is our mounted unit. Captain Jose Arana has taken the lead on that, and we have 5 Fullerton police horses. And it's been a great program. Number 1, they can ride our trails, and they can be out there as a visible presence, and who doesn't like a horse? And then 2, they can be used for enforcement as well, right? We can have them in busy downtown nights, and they're very effective. So it's been great for our community. They were actually out last night at National Night Out, and so all the kids got to come and pet them. And one thing I think is important to know, because we've heard a lot of things about it, is our officers are 100% responsible for the costs associated with that. So they pay for feed, they pay for boarding, they pay for medical, all out of their own pocket, and it's a huge benefit to the city.
That is a huge benefit to the city, and horses are magic, man. I mean, they have this calmness about
They're
them.
incredible. Yeah.
And who's ever mounted on that thing is famous as well.
Yeah, no, that's great. And then you asked about our drones. So we do have a drone program, and it's really a force multiplier for us, right? We don't have a helicopter. We will probably, never say never, never say always, but we will probably most likely never have a helicopter. They're very expensive to operate and maintain. But these provide us an incredible opportunity to see what's happening on the ground before our officers get there, to search for missing people, to search when we have a perimeter, if there's a crime in progress. So they've been fantastic.
So, and it really adds to the safety of the officers as well, doesn't it?
does,
Because
yeah.
it really gives you guys an opportunity to assess what's going on before you get to the scene.
Yeah, we have a ton of examples of that. One in
Yeah.
particular was we were on a show called On Patrol Live last year,
Uh-huh.
and on that show, we got dispatched to a call in the backyard. The drone got there before the officers got there and saw that there was someone armed with a looked like an AK-47 rifle
Right.
in the backyard. Our officers were able to tactically approach it and take that person into custody without any use of force. So it's great for the community. It's great for our officers.
Yeah.
It's been very effective for us.
No, that's cool. So my next question is there anything we should be aware of, and what can we do as citizens to assist you in your department?
Yeah, that's a great question. I appreciate that. So I think in Southern California, really across the country, number one, burglaries are
Yeah.
skyrocketing. And that's not something where a police officer, what we do out in the field can necessarily prevent that. We have a certain fixed amount of resource, finite amount
Right.
of resource, so we can't be everywhere at once. So I think one, it's really important that residents know, one, our police officers are there even if you may not see them. And then two, we really have to harden our own targets, right? So make your house something that a burglar doesn't want to come to.
Right.
Make sure you have cameras. Make sure you have proper lighting at night. Keep lights on when you're not home. Know your neighbors.
Yeah.
Really important to know your neighbors,
Yeah.
right? Have relationships with your neighbors. So if you see something, say something, right? If your neighbor knows that that's not you and that's not your family member or friends going into your
Right.
house, especially through the back, through a broken window, call us, right?
Well, it's funny, we tell all our neighbors, hey, if a truck shows up in our driveway and starts unloading our furniture, it's not supposed to be there.
It's funny you say that. Every time we went on vacation as a kid, my dad would go next door and say, hey, if there's a moving truck coming,
Don't
we're
do
out
it."
of town. That's not us. And so it's really important, right? It is really important to know your neighbors.
So it's just an awareness.
An awareness, and again, if you see something, say something.
Right.
We're going to respond. We respond to every call for service. Whether you see us there or not, we've been there.
Very nice, thank you. I know you guys do a great job with
Thank
that. It's in all areas of the city, and we've got a pretty big city.
Yeah, we're I think the 5th or 6th largest city in Orange County. So it's a big city, 20 plus square miles. 150,000 people that live here without daytime populations. Cal State Fullerton. So it's a really unique, dynamic city that I love because I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
We're a historic town, but very modern. So there's a lot of history here.
Well, and I just found out that your police department used to be the original city hall.
It was, and we've built on it multiple times
Yeah.
over the years. So it's if you haven't been to the Fullerton Police Department, come by, schedule a tour. It's a very historic. It's actually on the haunted tour that they do in October around Halloween, because there are some vibes that maybe it's haunted. See, I haven't seen any ghosts, but I've heard about them.
So, have you got any questions for me, Chief?
Yeah, I touched on the fact that it's a historic town, and you look great, but you've been here a long time. You've been in this town a long time, and I can't imagine how it's changed over the years. So I was just curious what your perspective is on how this town's changed over the years.
You kind of said it earlier. Fullerton is just an old historic town, and but it also has that Mayberry vibe to it.
It does.
And when you really look around and you drive around, and you can tell it's historic because I got to joke about the streets for a little bit, but they're
not my department, so go for
I
it.
know, but they're making improvements on that.
They
We can
are,
only
yeah.
do so much, right? But people are friendly in this town. I walk the trails every morning, and everybody always says hi in the to you, going back and forth. I think it's grown. We're really fortunate to have a major medical center in town.
Mm-hmm.
We've got all the amenities that a huge metropolis would have, and we've got the downtown with some great entertainment value. We've got world-class restaurants. People ask me, where do you go out to dinner when you go? We don't travel much, but when we do, it's like going to dinner isn't that critical because we've got so many great restaurants here in town. So that's my take on Fullerton, and I started my career on Brea Boulevard in Fullerton, and then we met Susie over here on Euclid and Bassencherry.
Changed your life.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yes, sir. So, with that, have we missed anything, Chief?
No, I think like I mentioned earlier, we are a partner with the community, right? We can't be everywhere at once,
Right.
and so our ask of our community is call us. Number one, those calls get tracked, and we use
Yeah.
statistics to deploy our resources based on calls for service, right? And so really anytime the community sees something that they just doesn't think is right, we want them to call us, right? We're in partnership with our community.
You know, I had the opportunity to do some work with you a couple of weeks ago, and what I realized was the amount of community service that your officers put forth. You know, everyone that we talked to was part of, you know, coaching, you know, doing something with their church, doing something, and they all had multiple outlets that they are volunteering and really giving back to the community, and that just kind of, you know, blew me away. It's like, you know, outstanding. So
I appreciate that.
that's part of that culture.
Yeah, that's building
you're
a culture,
building,
right?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in and spending time with us. I think that to be able to share this with the community is critical. And besides that, you're a great guy, and to see you go from interim chief to full-time real live chief is exceptional.
I'm a little grayer, but that's okay. It's
You know,
been a great experience so far.
We all are, man. You know, and the grayer may have been coming from those 3 kids.
That could be. Definitely not the wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
But thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
Have
for
a great
having me. I
afternoon.
appreciate it. Thank
Charge
you so
up,
much.
man. Thank you, Chief.